Ricardo, hang on, let me start my video. Hang on one sec.
Yes.
And also, I need to go and, there's like 100 million windows that Zoom opened or Chrome opened. All right. Okay. Great. Yeah. Good to see you in person.
Hey, good to see you as well.
Yeah. So what's up? How can I help you?
Well, it's though this is my second class here for C++. I haven't taken any class that requires us to quest. And so I had a couple questions here regarding the way that it works, how the website is set up. From reading the syllabus and attending the meeting on Monday, I got the idea that it was like an interactive website where we can do almost like challenges, like code challenges, different levels, different
that's all.
levels
That's all.
color and such.
It's just like Lead Code and all these other places. You probably know, right? You've gone Lead Code, is the code challenge places.
Yeah, different code challenge places, and so the website on the instructions on the site, it tells us to go into a link and to start off at a tiger named Fangs for the password. So I go to the website here, but I don't see any way for me to log in, or for example, like I had an idea that certain levels were colored and stuff, but I'm not sure what that means. I don't think I can pick that up from the very first website that I opened. And so
yeah,
I'm not
okay,
sure.
so there's no login, okay? So don't worry, there's no idea of a login and all here. All you're gonna do is, like this challenge website or this thing that you described, you're gonna create a C++ program and you're gonna drag and drop it into the site, just like Lead Code.
Yes.
And you're gonna press the button, and then the website in the back end will test your code to make sure that it's doing everything that spec says you should do. And if it does that, if it checks out, it's going to say, well, cool stuff. Here are some trophies for you, and here's a password for the next one. That's all.
Yes.
No, the thing is, I think because it's 2B, right? You're in 2B. Exactly. And I think lots of other students are pretty much probably in the same boat as you. So, right? You have to get through all of the blue quests. And blue is all of the homework for CS2A. That is, 3 months of work for CS2A. Now, previously also some students complained that, that's 3 months of work, but how can you expect 2B students to do that in 1 week? But that's the wrong way of looking at it. In 2A, you're basically taught how to walk, and then it's not going to take you 3 months to learn to walk again.
Exactly.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all. It's just making sure. And the reason I have that is because not all of my students have done my 2A. They come from all over the world. And so I have no way of ensuring that this basic subset of knowledge needs to be taught. Whoever is teaching 2A anywhere in the world, they got to teach this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so that's why the blue quests basically button it down, and it's all pretty straightforward. Okay, if you enrolled in 2B, you just need to know how to drag and drop into that, because that's not very intuitive, I guess. You can even do a video of that and post it, and that'll help other students. But you create a CPP file. I think the first one is going to be hello_world.cpp. That's all, and it's going to live on your desktop somewhere, probably inside your IDE. Right, and you're just gonna drag that and drop that into the red circle and press that button. That's all. Okay, and then it'll come back, and if it's right, it'll just give you the password to the next one.
How do I know what color tier I'm on? Like once I go past a certain level, does the circle change?
Oh, nine quests in each color.
Oh,
so you start.
Okay, cool.
Tiger named Fangs, and then there's basically nine homework assignments for the class per quarter. But I told my students, 2A students this morning also, they shouldn't think of it as 9 per class. Okay, it's not like 9 assignments. It's like 27. It's a boot camp of 27 assignments. You start at blue and you got to go all the way to red. And so you can't skip the middle 9 and say, I'm going to do an easy section and come back to 2C, right? So you got to start. It's really like a boot camp. I know, some of my ex-colleagues are teaching the same stuff, and they're charging like $100,000 for, 3 weeks and 4 weeks. Yeah. And then many of them actually just gave up on teaching these things because they're saying we're getting the money, but people who are coming are not prepared to learn. They just want to get there as soon as possible. And so there's no point for them to teach either. So that's why they're also trying to, retire and things like that. But you get the point, right? So
Yeah,
you just have to persevere. And urge all your classmates. 2B is, I'm not seeing the action. Because last quarter, I saw a lot of action with 2B. Maybe it's summer, right? But
yeah.
now it's kind of lazy and people are laid back and the question server, only the 2C students are questing. And 2A, they're doing data representation. So I'm not expecting them to quest. But 2B should be, they should be questing. They should be getting through the blue or at least doing all the green, because the green stuff gets challenging very quickly. Yeah. So you shouldn't underestimate that. And the reason I'm pushing is not because it is, I know for a fact, I have a 99.99 high degree of certainty. This is going to be like super duper hugely useful to you. Okay, if you go through all the way this boot camp, which is probably worth $100,000, I think, because if judging from what my friends are charging, essentially, right? And you're getting it for free through Foothill. Well, free meaning $150, right? So, and per quarter. And you're getting it for 3 quarters, because technically out there, if you offer it professionally, the same material my friends offer in only 6 months, right? So it's a 6-month boot camp for 100K or something like that. And so here we're doing the same thing in 9 months, basically. Yeah. And so I think it's and for much cheaper, much cheaper. And I'm here to teach, and we have fantastic tutors. So you'll have a great time. It's just, I think it's as soon as you find out how to get into the system, which is really what was blocking you, right? You didn't know, how do I log in and shit like that.
Yeah, I understand the structure, I guess.
The way I track the points is in your source code, you'll put a special comment saying student ID. It won't be Ricardo. Well, student ID will be a number. So
exactly. Yeah. On the instructions, it was pretty clear how it was going to get tracked in the background with the code, with the student ID code and such. And so I figured that stuff would have a log somewhere, but it was a little strange that to see the website just set up in the way of, I'll look at your code and then give you a feedback and that's it.
Yes, that's all. But because the spec sheet that you download gives you all of the detail, every single thing. If you can look at the first question, it tells you almost every little detail you have to do, right? So you have to type this in, curly brace, save, and then drop the file, right? So it tells you everything you have to do.
Yeah, it even gives you the little template for the start code, and then they just even leave out the part where you actually have to build the algorithm blank, and then for you to fill it in and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so in 2B, it'll get 2A. It starts off with you get a lot of starter code like that.
Yeah.
2B also it's going to start reducing the amount of starter code you get. 2C you get very very little starter code. So yeah, okay.
All right, for sure. I was feeling discouraged because I was like, I'm not sure where
don't
it's going and stuff. But all right, for sure. Now that I got the green light, I'll go ahead and I'll plow through.
Yeah, I'm glad you set up this meeting and all, right? Because if you feel discouraged and you never really even discovered the joy of this programming approach to having fun, right?
Yeah.
So it would be a bit of a bummer. So I'm glad you set up this meeting and got this all clarified. So hopefully other students will also. Well, I'll post it tomorrow. It's recording for sure, but I'll download it and upload it tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, hopefully this can help other people with the same
question. I hope so too. All right, okay.
Well, thank you.
Just feel free to set up a meeting anytime, okay? Just like this, right? The only thing we can't talk about is about Quest code, right? So if you're stuck with the Quest and not just me, you should even ask Colin, because Colin is your tutor. He'll be there all the time. He's done all the quests. Even him, you should resist the temptation. It will be very, very tempting. I can tell you, right? In 2B, in the middle of 2B, there are some bugs. You'll say, it's actually pointless for me to even think more about this because I've exhausted every single possibility. Either someone tells me what's going on or I'm just going to give up, right? And that is a feeling that I can guarantee you will feel. Right? So you're going to ask Colin or you're going to ask your mom, dad, friend, anyone you can grab, you can say, hey, what's going on? Right? And it takes a lot of time and practice to just deny that feeling.
Yeah.
So you got to start by denying these little feelings first and slowly start building up the muscle to say, okay, I'm strong enough to deny. So when you get to these harder quests, you will be able to say, well, this problem is not too big for me. I can solve it if I just stick around, right? If I give up, I'm dead, right? So just don't give up and just keep doing
Don't
it.
like to fail as long as you fail productively.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much for coming, and please do be a force of stimulus for your classmates also, and get them all jazzed up and energized to work.
I appreciate it. Well, thank
Get
you very
harder.
much.
Yeah, no worries. All right.
Have a
Have a
good
good
night.
rest of the day.
Bye.
Bye.